Hey, it's Tom Kernan, and we're back with another episode of Bravo AVTV. I'm here with my good friend Christine. The other day, we were in the listening room. We were talking about music. We were talking about my favorite band. Not my favorite band, but a band that kicked off my listing, which is Radar Love by Golden Earring.
Yes, and I wanted to tell you that was one of my favorite songs. So when you said that, I was like, oh my goodness. I love Golden Earring. I love that song. I love Twilight Zone. And I would love to have the opportunity to come back and sit in the room and listen to that song. I think we'd have a great time.
Oh, we'll put together a little bit of a playlist.
Okay.
Because, I've probably got 12 songs that are super impactful in different ways. It's mostly rock, but there's some blues, there's a little classical. So, yeah, I think I'm up for that.
Nice.
But what we talked about after that was, okay, what's the theater experience like? We talked about how the listening room can function as an escape room, just like a theater can. And you said, all right, well, let's meet in the theater and talk about it. And so here we are. We're here to talk about home theaters. And, we're here to talk about people's questions or concerns or fears about home theaters, and their desires about home theaters, and demystify it to a certain extent. A lot of customers say, I don't watch that much TV. The fact of the matter is, on average, people watch them 4 or 5 hours a night. And you could be watching in your in your family room, on the TV. It could be a nice TV, it could have a decent sound system, but it's not a dedicated room built to take you away from the day-to-day. And that's what home theaters give us, is the ability to step away from life, decompress, and watch something totally entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's a total escape, and you don't have any outside distractions, so to say, and you can really just engulf yourself in whatever you're watching, and it's like you're there. I mean, that's the best way I would know how to put it. It's you're there, it's all around you, whether it's the picture, whether it's the sound, great lighting, whatever the case may be, but it's going to take you away as a little escape for a while.
Right. You're going to decompress and at the same time recharge.
Right.
And so I tell people it's not about how many hours a day you're in here. It's about what that experience is like when you're in the theater, right? So when those lights go down, you've got your popcorn, you've got your tequila, and you're getting ready to settle in for a great movie. And the next 2 or 3 hours, right? You can forget about life and just watch that movie.
Right.
And it's awesome. And people say, well, look, another objection we hear all the time is, boy, I bet they're complicated to operate. I'm like, no, they're super simple to operate. And then they say, well, I don't have the space. Well, this room that we're in is only 13 feet wide. It's 13 feet wide.
Right.
It's 18 feet deep. We've got 2 rows of 3, so we're comfortably fitting, 6 people in here. And, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's excellent, for a night in with the kids.
Yes.
You know where the kids are at all times.
Right.
It's also nice to have a couple friends over, have a couple drinks, and just enjoy the evening with friends or family or both. I would think that it's an excellent investment primarily for family. Everybody talks about they don't get enough time with their family. They don't get enough time with their children.
Right.
Let's find something that everybody can agree on. Let's watch it. Let's escape. Let's have a great time as a family.
Yeah. Make their favorite dinner. Come down.
That's right.
Watch the movie.
Yes.
Have a great time. I built the theater in my house when my son was between 9th and 10th grade, because I wanted him to have his friends over to my house so I could keep an eye on him.
Exactly.
And that worked out great. Now, Bryce has since left the home and he's got his own career and all that good stuff. But, my wife and I are still down there in the theater watching whatever it may be. And it may not be, a super duper fancy movie. I mean, Brenda goes down there and watches Cake Boss or whatever that show's called.
Yes.
I don't even know the name of it because I'm not watching it. But you know, your simple day-to-day Netflix series, whatever, it's awesome.
Yes, it is.
It's awesome. You come out feeling so good.
And, you know, what about a Sunday afternoon, taking some time and watching your favorite football team?
Yeah.
Or during the week, watching your favorite basketball team? You're right there. It's like, it's absolutely just as good as being there.
It's better because you don't have the public bathrooms.
Right.
Okay. So that's a huge plus. You get much better cocktails typically at home.
Yes.
It's certainly a lot cheaper.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But you know, you have 120, 150 inch screen somewhere in there. You're watching sports. I mean, it is so good, and the clarity, you know, of a Sony 4K projector on professional football is unbelievable because professional football has the best cameras, right? They capture that image with the best camera, and those are often Sony products, and then it's Sony production, and then Sony projectors delivering it to your screen. So it's really magic.
And what do you say about, you know, when you get an argument, you know, maybe regarding cost, so to say? I mean, it doesn't have to be incredibly expensive.
I'm glad you brought that up. We have a spreadsheet that we hand out. We have a spreadsheet on the website which lists all the piece parts that go into a theater or can go into a theater with a low and a high number.
Nice, and they can do kind of an a la carte.
Well, so, I mean, you need a projector, so that's going to be in there. Whereas automated lighting control, you don't necessarily have to have, right? So if you're trying to trim the budget down, maybe that doesn't make it in. Maybe dedicated HVAC doesn't make it into to a theater where you don't have quite as much money to spend. But you look at that projector, and you go, oh, I could spend between $5,000 and $80,000.
Right.
But one of the things we ask our clients is, how important is the picture quality? How important is the sound reproduction? How important are the acoustics in the room? And what's the aesthetic of the room? Mm-hmm. And it's based on your answers that we come up with our design. But we're very straightforward. We have a spreadsheet. Here's how much they cost. So, Tom, how much does a theater cost? Theaters cost between $50,000 and $300,000 and well beyond. Having said that, most of ours are probably between $150 and $250. One of the big things that people don't think about is chairs, home theater chairs.
Yes.
First off, you want a real chair. You don't want something that's made out of pressboard, and you want a great mechanism so it lasts for years and years. You want a quality leather. They have quality fabrics that are very, very tough, but leather is easier to clean up a spill.
Absolutely.
Right? You spill that, you drop that ice cream sundae, and you're like, oh my God, you get a rag, you clean it right up, and you're set.
Exactly.
You have no issues. So chairs can be a big number, and we're happy to work and provide chairs, or you can provide chairs.
Okay.
I mean, I think what's challenging is, if we use a car analogy, I don't know how a Ferrari handles because I've never been in one or been driven in one. So I don't really know. I heard they're really super cars. Well, until you come and experience a theater like Bravo's, you don't really have a great benchmark, right? And when you come in for a demo, we've got a number of different things that we're going to play through our Kaleidoscape system, which we're going to talk about in our next video. But we're gonna play a simple dialogue scene. We're gonna play a fighter jet scene. We're gonna play a woman singing. So that you can see how it performs under different criteria.
And I think sometimes too, you're outside of your theater room. Some people have it decorated so nicely, like walking in the actual movie theater, and that builds that anticipation of the experience of going into that room, of having your mini escape or whatever the case may be.
And what's super awesome about home theaters is it can be pouring rain or snowing outside, and you could be in with the family, enjoying it. Because sometimes we have family plans, they're totally based on good weather outside. That good weather falls apart. Okay, the theater gives us an opportunity to enjoy
Absolutely.
some family time together when the weather's not perfect. But if you really want to experience a theater and get that benchmark, please call up Bravo AV at 908-953-0555. Set up a demo. Come on in and see it. I can't, me talking about how many lumens this projector has, no one cares. Show me the picture, Tom, and, I'll make up my own mind.
Absolutely. And I am not an expert. I've been to your showroom one other time. I didn't really come in here, but now I have the chance to be in here, and you don't know until you come in.
Yeah. We look forward to seeing you at Bravo AV.